Welcome, Initial Point families, students, and graduates. We're so excited to share our very first virtual Initial Point graduation. We're grateful for you tuning in tonight, and I know that this isn't what any of us had pictured or envisioned for our graduation this year, but we're excited to honor these graduates and acknowledge their accomplishments. So tonight, as we celebrate together, I'm going to ask that you would take a picture, snap a video, something, share it in the comments with us, show us how you're celebrating as a family so that we can celebrate along with you. We're celebrating together, but we're doing it separately. So let's make sure we honor these graduates in a really special way. And as I think about these graduates in this class of 2020, and I think about the fact that these students were born under the cloud of 9/11, and I consider the fact that they are graduating now in the middle of this storm of circumstances, I can't help but think and wonder about the resilience that that's going to create in each of them. And that resilience in each of them is going to be played out in such amazing ways in their lives and in the world around them. So as we think about these students and their resilience, I want to point out tonight some of the adults here at Initial Point that have helped to shape that resilience, that have helped to shape that character in your students. I want to acknowledge our office manager, our Swiss Army knife, our go-to for everything, Terry Reno. We're so grateful for her and all the hard work she's done. I also want to point out Miss McCarty, our counselor, and all the ways that she's invested in your students to encourage them and push them. And of course, we have to mention Shane Corbell, our Dean of Students, and all the ways that he has just loved on and cared for these students in this group. And then I also want to make sure we mention our teaching staff, the magic makers, those teachers that have just poured into your students over and over and over again. I want to point out Kelly Cook, our art teacher. I want to acknowledge Jessica Griswold, our math teacher. I want to make sure and highlight Amber Abercrombie, our ELA teacher. And I want to make sure we acknowledge Mr. Fry for all the ways that he has encouraged your students and helped to bring them along. And of course, we have to point out Miss Mergel, our science teacher, our Initial Point mom. We want to acknowledge Mr. Stanley and Miss Reynolds. And we're grateful for Miss Hall and the contributions that she has made here at Initial Point. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for each of these adults. Thank you to our school board for the hard work that they do to support the students here in the Kuna School District and at Initial Point. So tonight, sit back, relax, enjoy, celebrate. Let us celebrate with you. And it's my honor to introduce to you this year's class valedictorian, Siona Bobo.
Graduating class of 2020, we finally made it. After these 4 not so long years, there are many things that have come our way. Tonight, we not only honor our amazing class of 2020, but the parents and mentors that have pushed us along the bumpy road. Thanks to the amazing staff at Initial Point, all of us are able to stand here tonight and say we finished high school. As we gather in our homes and look around at all the smiling, shining faces, almost cemented with pride, we must take a step back and remember the graduate we have lost. JC Jane Retorres. JC was supposed to be standing here this evening with us hand in hand, receiving her diploma like the rest. Sadly, she passed away before she could. So tonight, in honor of her, can we please take a moment of silence to remember the light she brought everywhere she traveled and how she made the hard times just that much easier. Tonight, as I give this speech to my class, all I can say is thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful memories and the ones I wish I could keep on replay. Thank you, Initial, for teaching me that bathrooms are not jewel rooms and that I will never have a bigger attitude than any of the staff here at IPHS. Thank you for all the interesting conversations during class and getting offended when the teacher so rudely interrupted them. Thank you for all the I love yous and don't talks to me, and especially all of the I'm gonna drop outs. Initial Point has become home for me. The school was my safe haven for the 3 years I attended. The amazing staff made sure it was always a home base for any student that walked through the doors. I will forever have the memories that now rest on the walls of the school in my heart. Thank you, staff, for standing by our sides. Thank you for never giving up on us, even when we might have given up on ourselves. Thank you for the everlasting ideas that we can do anything we put our minds to, and that nothing is ever too hard for an IPHS student to accomplish. Now, graduates, tonight is our night to shine. We have worked so hard all year for this moment, and for me, it was totally worth the torture. Tonight, we send our goodbyes with love and hope that we will all continue to escalate our dreams and reach our goals. A brilliant quote that reminded me daily that everything was going to work out was one written by Niana Hoffman. Note to self: all you have to do is show up. Be late, be a mess, be scared, be weird, and definitely be confused, but just be there, and you'll figure the rest out as you go. As we all embark on our own paths, holding initial in our heart, we can really do anything we put our minds to, and no obstacle is ever too big for us to conquer. Congratulations, graduation class of 2020. We definitely made our mark, and we're finally done. Saying goodbye to high school seems hard in this moment, but saying hello to the real world is a moment we'll never forget. Here comes the class of 2020.
Thank you for that incredible speech, Siona. If you've been to an Initial Point graduation in the past, you know just how personal they are. Each year we ask teachers and staff to share their fondest memories of working with students in these classrooms. So grab your Kleenex and popcorn and get ready for this year's edition of Initial Point High School Readers Theater. Andrew Alvarez. What are we going to do without your signature headbands, self-deprecating humor, and constant warnings about an impending earthworm swarm attack? While we might not miss your deliberate hollering of words without final consonant sounds and colorful whiteboard contributions, we will absolutely miss your presence. You are a bright student who often hides behind your smart humor. There is also a gentleness to your big personality that most don't often see. You are a selfless caretaker of your family and a kind human. Congrats on finishing strong, Andrew.
Brandon Bledsoe. We heard a lot of repeated adjectives when teachers were describing you. Kind, gentle, polite, honest, quiet, funny. Put all of that together with your decision to persevere, and we could not be more proud of the man you've become since walking through our doors. You had many opportunities to throw in the towel. We were so impressed that you didn't. Your choice to stay the course and earn your diploma is a perfect example of your determination. Your unassuming manner draws others to you, and your loyalty keeps them there. We can't wait to see where your mechanic career takes you. Way to be, Brandon.
Siona Bobo. Oh, Siona, you are something else. You walk the earth with a boldness others want to emulate. Your drive is unstoppable. Your fire, your marks are too. You've proven yourself to be a skilled writer, speaker, and student. Your professors already picked up on that after your first few months of college, recognizing you for some touching and now published poetry. Life has thrown many hardships your way, and you have used those as fuel to light a fierce path to success. That path was paved by your own hard work and deliberate choices. Walk it bravely, Siona.
Alan Buchanan. Being loud is not a requirement for being hilarious. You taught us that. I don't think there is a single student at Initial Point who has not laughed at your silent, perfectly dry sense of humor. You are a gem, and a gifted one too. You are an incredibly talented writer, and your artwork blows us away. The speed in which you create your masterpieces does as well. We fully expect you to remember us little people who knew you back in the day when your first novel is published and your first exhibit opens. Can we just ask for your autograph now? Congratulations, Alan.
Scotland Burr. Even though your goal was to get in, get it done, and get out, you certainly left an impression on us. You are such a great human, and because you're also such a great dad, we're certain your beautiful little girl will be as well. You have been a joy to have in class, loved by all of your teachers. Your thoughtful nature is admired, and your quiet work ethic and your persistence in the midst of so many other things in your life, pulling you in a million different directions, is commendable. You never quit, and for that, you absolutely earned this diploma. Amazing job, Scotty.
Abby Myers. Rarely have we seen a student quite so driven. Your work ethic is admirable, your smile contagious. You quietly arrived at Initial Point and worked furiously to earn that diploma. It was so fun to see your smarts on display as you checked off assignment after assignment. And can we talk about that senior project for a second? Cute animals aside, because really that kitty you adopted was everything. I really wanted to take it home with me. We were blown away by the results of your pet supply drive. Not only did you help with your volunteer efforts, but the supplies you gathered will help so many animals for years to come. We are so impressed by you, Abby.
Megan Carey, you are such a firecracker fashionista. Thanks for filling our classrooms with that great big smile and great big hair, too. It was always fun to see what fashion-savvy outfit you'd show up in. Few have a style of their own quite like you do, and your artistic abilities are equally excellent. You're such a talented girl with limitless potential. Whether you find yourself sitting behind a nail counter crafting magic on keratin, or peddling quality Kermit paintings at art shows, we know your brains and that infectious grin will take you far in life. Good luck, Megan. Holly Coelho. Oh, Holly, we miss you already. You're such a genuine soul. You're witty and wise, all rolled into one, and your wicked sense of humor made us laugh all the time. You have a way of making days just a little bit brighter. There's a slab of wood with a certain saying on it that will always make us think of you and smile. We hope it always makes you smile too. You're tenacious and you have a heart of gold. We were technically your teachers, but we were often the ones learning from you. We are all truly better for knowing you. Look out, world. Holly's coming for you.
Damian Crabb. An old soul, a deep thinker, a creative mind, a super chill human. People migrate to you because of all of those things. Most of all, people are drawn to you because you are real. What you see is what you get, and you are never afraid to tell people what you believe. You'll leave behind more than just frameable artwork and exemplary writing. Long after you've secured your diploma and set off to make your mark on this world, you'll leave behind a legacy of compassion, quiet humor, unassuming leadership, and stylish bandana wearing. We are so proud of you, Damian.
Francisco Cuevas. We cannot even imagine if Francisco less Initial Point. You are the best distraction, the biggest goofball, and you have the kindest heart. You work hard and you play hard. As much as you like to goof off, your responsibility shines when it's crunch time. The impact you've had on those around you has been massive, even in ways you may not have been aware of. You are contagious in the best way. We know we can always rely on you, not just for comedic relief. We are proud of your leadership and your example, your motivation and your ambition. And to prevent Terry from crying more than she already is, we're going to leave it at that. Man, we're going to miss you, Francisco.
Emily Culverwell. We got lucky when you decided to join Initial Point for your last year of high school. While you have a quiet nature, treading gently can still leave a mark. You've certainly done that. You are meticulous with your work, a quality all teachers appreciate. You've really set the bar high for yourself, and we have loved watching you accomplish your goals. You did so well, you completed high school a full quarter early without missing a beat. The surprise on your face when you realized you were done was so fun to witness. You're going to do big things, lady. Nice job, Emily.
Riley Fletcher. I don't think we've ever had a student so determined to stay on the path of self-improvement. You are thoughtful in your reasoning, stronger than you will ever know, and so open with others. In being vulnerable like that, you unknowingly allow people to learn from you and to feel safe in their own struggles. You have been a gift to Initial Point. You care so deeply about others. It's one of your greatest qualities. Our students see that and want to emulate you. You are only just starting to give that same care to yourself as you learn to trust your judgment and rely on your strengths. Your journey is only beginning, Riley. It's going to be so fun to see you conquer anything you set out to do.
Emily Garcia. Emily, how does someone leave such a large impact on a school in such a short amount of time? We are fortunate you chose to spend your last few months of high school with us. We got to glimpse your caring personality and the brilliant smile you offer so often. You leave a trail of positivity wherever you go. Your quick wit and unique worldview impacts everyone around you. We love how you stand up for what you believe in, but you also thoughtfully consider the perspectives of others. That's rare these days. It truly shows your compassion. And who knew a bag of cashew clusters was all it took to light you up? We would have hit up Costco long ago. Don't ever lose your spark. It's what sets you apart, makes you shine. Congrats, Emily.
Kaylin Gerla. Difficulty is designed to develop you, not derail you. You have adopted that as your motto, and we have the pleasure of stepping back and watching you shine as you showed us what you are truly made of. Your growth over your time at Initial Point is inspiring. You impress us. We are going to miss your spunk and your no-nonsense attitude. You made class discussions livelier and conversations much more entertaining. Our halls will certainly be a little dimmer without you. Always remember that your passion and your resilience will take you anywhere you want to go. We are so proud of you, Kaylin.
Lily Glass. It's hard to believe you are the same silent girl who joined Initial Point back in 2018. We have seen you shatter your shell over the last 2 years and grow into a confident young woman and an outstanding student. Teachers and staff can always count on you to meet deadlines, submit high-quality work, and make us smile with a rare but perfectly timed joke. While we can't dictate what amazing things you'll do with your life after high school, we think your reflective nature and intelligence will serve you well in whatever you choose to pursue. We appreciate who you are, a lover of cats, a writer of incredibly scary short stories, a receiver of much-deserved praise. You are one of a kind, Lily. You made it.
Nicole Hall. Terry needed a loyal sidekick, and you delivered, big time. We are going to miss your presence in our building. Your quiet humor brings all sorts of joy to the office. Your sweet notes are appreciated by everyone. Your pretend glares have the opposite of the intended effect and make us smile. A doting aunt, a caring daughter, a determined student. Your biggest obstacle is believing you are as incredible as we've always known you to be. You've overcome so much in your life, but you've never thrown your hands up. Instead, you've chosen to tackle whatever life throws at you, and you've come out stronger on the other side. You are amazing, Nicole.
Sarah Hodgson. Why did you have to go and earn all your credits and start adulting early? Geez. It certainly sums up all of who you are. A determined hard worker who refuses to let anything get in her way. You get some pretty lofty goals and then just went right out and crushed them. No surprise. Oh, and did we mention those brains? We like how you only not use them to whip up some superb assignments, but to also fiercely defend what you know is right. Thanks for never backing down. Hold on to that tenacity. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. We suspect it will be something worthy of your awesomeness. Nice job, Sarah.
Michael Holt. Your name is synonymous with musician in our building, and we love having the sounds of your talent reverberate through our halls. You are so unassuming and quietly competent. And that writing ability? Wow. Some of the stories you crafted and the papers you delivered were easily college-level stuff. We know it isn't always easy for you to believe in yourself, but make no mistake, you are capable of anything. It's time to acknowledge what this moment proves. We can't wait to see the incredible mark you'll make. Congrats, Michael. You made it.
Alex Keene. Oh man, Alex, where do we even begin? I suppose there's no need to write this since you'll probably have transferred to Melba by the time it's finished. Seriously though, we're so glad you didn't. If you had, who would Cook have praised for some amazing ceramic creations? And who would Terry have to chase down to take their senior photos? And who would I have to yell at for, well, everything? And for as many times as we had to kick you out of a class you weren't supposed to be in, we were always glad to have you there. We will miss your refreshing honesty, your shenanigans, and your self-deprecating sense of humor. Now, just admit you started this whole pandemic just to get out of walking at your graduation.
Caitlin Lee. Normally, we'd tell a student who's hell-bent on perfection to relax their standards a little if they are putting unnecessary pressure on themselves. But when this said perfectionism results in such amazing work across all subjects, that's a hard thing to do. We are pretty lucky to have been on the receiving end of some of that magic. You might not be chomping at the bit to deliver speeches in the front of the class or begging to take theater, but the quiet way in which you've completed your degree is equally commendable. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your journey. Good luck, Caitlin.
Ray Lyles. Ray, we will remember you for so many things. Like your sense of humor, your desire to perfectly polish your ELA essays and speeches, even though it may take weeks instead of days, your kindness and your ability to overcome adversity. Yes, when we look back on your time at Initial Point, all of those things will come to mind, but one of our favorite memories will be the time you showed up in a full suit, looking so dapper and ready to fearlessly present in front of the class. You always tried to go that extra mile. That sort of ambition will lead to big things for you, Ray. By the way, you can always bring us donuts and king-size Hershey bars anytime you want. Congrats.
Josh Malpass. We've decided not to take offense to the fact that you rolled up your sleeves, completed all of your credits, and left us early. It speaks to your determined personality. As you start this next phase and launch your career at the Lineman's College, we know that ambition will take you anywhere you want to go in this world because you back it up with action. It has been a blast having you as a student because you are such a quiet jokester and a polite smarty pants. We'll never forget the expression on your face when you rang the credit bell for your final class at Initial Point. It was a look of great pride. You deserve to feel that pride. Look at what you have accomplished. We know this will be a theme for the rest of your life. Great job, Josh.
Ryan McGee. Ryan, there are a lot of things we'll miss about you. Your ability to simultaneously smirk and smile, your contagious laugh, your sweet leather coat and 6 shoes. You didn't always have good days, none of us do, but you managed to talk yourself out of a negative space more times than we can count. Your tendency to give of yourself rather than take from others is a remarkable characteristic humanity could use a lot more of. We appreciate all that you are and hope you see the same amazing young man we do when you look in the mirror. You will succeed in any endeavor you commit to. Nicely done.
Colin McKinley. We are so glad you chose to finish up your high school career at Initial Point. Otherwise, we would never have had the pleasure of knowing such a wise, quick-witted, wildly talented student. While only a few students have heard you perform, that voice really is something else. Thank you for sharing that talent so freely. You really do have a gift. And thank you for being calm in an occasional sea of insanity, and for briefly being part of our lives. We're excited to see what you do with yours. Congrats, Colin.
Lars Mendiola Strong. While we could say you are the best dictator Initial Point has ever seen, I think it's more accurate to say what a natural leader you are in all capacities. Your peers look up to you, your teachers adore you. You somehow manage to be very opinionated yet thoughtful, totally laid back yet full of energy, a complete pain in the butt yet a cherished member of our student body. Not only will we miss your door pull-ups and your inappropriate artwork, we will truly miss the fine young man you've grown into. Watching you take responsibility for your actions and strive to be the best version of yourself has really blown us away. You underestimate how brilliant you are, but we see it. We see you, and we know your potential is limitless. You've made us proud, Lars.
Hayden Miller. Hayden, you've had some pretty big physical obstacles placed in your path, and you've blown right past all of them. Earning that diploma should feel so much sweeter because of that. The amount of respect you've shown to your staff and to the staff and peers, and your polite ability to carry on a conversation with anybody will take you far in life. Wise beyond your years and a true gentleman, your high standards, your love of country, and your willingness to serve not only make your life enjoyable, but will bless the lives of so many others. We are all looking forward to seeing your military career unfold. You did it, Hayden.
Lindsay Moore. The road to graduation was riddled with potholes and speed bumps, but they are all in the rearview mirror now. You are now poised to merge onto the interstate of the rest of your life. Like many brilliant artists, you have such an introspective soul. You mostly keep your thoughts and your emotions to yourself, but we can usually gauge how you feel by the color of your hair, which is amazing, by the way, or the ridiculously cool temporary Zentangle tattoos you draw on your hands. Your disposition will come in handy as you go to study art in college. We really appreciate your sensitive nature and your creativity. This diploma is a big step forward in what we know will be the successful life. You are a rock star, Lindsay.
Nick Negomir. Oh, Nick, where do we even begin? Maybe we should give you the floor on this one. We're certain you would craft an on-the-spot speech telling us exactly who you are and what you fiercely believe in. It's not like this happened at school daily or anything. It's not like you grabbed the attention of your peers and used up massive amounts of class time sharing your views and arguing your perspective. That certainly never happened. Your outlook on life is a mix of refreshing humor and rare insight. Having been on the receiving end of many such impromptu speeches, we know you to be a deep thinker and an eloquent speaker, a persuasive genius and a master of philosophy. You don't just march to the beat of your own drum. You convince others to take up drumming too. Don't ever let that passion wane. It's what makes you one of the most unique students Initial Point has ever seen. We'll miss you, Nick. Khadijah Osman. Terry and I will never forget the day you walked through the door, 8 months pregnant, asking if we might be able to help you pick up your final high school credit. All you had to do was share that amazing smile once, and we were ready to do whatever was needed to help you accomplish your goal. You hadn't attended classes for over a year. You were disconnected from school and getting ready to begin a brand new phase of your life. But Mr. Fry shocked the rest of the team when he announced you had completed his government class in less than 3 weeks. While the amount of time you spent at Initial Point was short, you have certainly become a permanent fixture in our memories and IPHS history. It is clear within just a few seconds of being in your presence that you are genuine, kind, and driven to succeed. Good luck, Khadijah. You'll do great.
Bo Pecanino. There is an ancient Greek philosophy in which only one question is asked to gauge whether a life has been successfully led. Did he have passion? The Greeks would have given you a resounding yes. Your passion for knowledge is equal only to your passion for arguing and debating. We've seen you be quite successful while doing both, and we're pretty certain you could sell an ice block to an Eskimo. You are influential, well-spoken, and possess great leadership skills, all qualities you offered up freely after your peers voted you onto the Initial Point leadership team. Thank you for sharing your talents with us. Class discussions will never be the same without you, Bo.
Danny Perkins. If your class voted any best of categories, you'd definitely be in the running for best hair. Well, best hair, best procrastinator. There's a little bit of irony there because you did kick it into high gear and earn credits left and right to finish up early, but you always turned in everything at the 11th hour of the last day. And well, after the last day a couple of times. We were so impressed by you, and regardless of how often you dragged your feet, especially when it came to writing those lovely English essays, what you turned in proved what we already knew. You're smart as a whip. A pinch of perspicacity, a dash of defiance, a cup of kindness. Now it's time to take that fantastic recipe and cook up a future that is a match for all of your talents. You have massive potential. We wish you well, Danny.
Brianna Pay. Your high school career was marked by a few stops and starts, but you never gave up. When life circumstances became too much and you had to set school aside for a while, Mr. Corbell would always say, "She'll be back." And you did come back, and you stuck with it. And now you have proven to yourself that you can balance unexpected challenges with real-life responsibilities, and that it's possible to see major success when you just keep showing up. Thank you for showing up, Brianna, and always doing so with a smile on your face, even when smiling was the hardest thing to do. We recognize your willingness to work incredibly hard. Your rare combination of tenacity and selflessness did not go unnoticed. We are so proud of you, Brianna.
Jordan Plessick. People are infinitely variable, and life experiences are not rationed equally. Some carry weight that others cannot comprehend. When you enrolled at Initial Point, it became clear to all of us rather quickly that you carried a tremendous weight, which made school more challenging. But a few conversations about anime and video games later, you settled into your role as a high school senior and went quietly about your day. When you choose to be, you are an excellent conversationalist. Your discussion contributions are thoughtful and backed by logic, even when you don't have much patience for your peers and their unnecessary shenanigans. You are a person of substance, and you are learning to navigate life in spite of the heaviness you often feel. You are strong. This accomplishment is all the evidence you'll ever need. Congratulations, Jordan.
Jared Rickman. We would have appreciated you even without the cupcakes you brought for everyone else on your birthday, and the Valentine's treats, and the snacks for your audience when you presented your science performance task. Those certainly didn't hurt. Have you thought about running for office or becoming a lobbyist? You'd get my vote. We don't even have to poll people to know you quickly became Terry's favorite person when you brought in the cutest show and tell ever, your adorable, happy son. I don't think a baby has ever been cuddled or ogled as much as he was that day. In addition to being a great father and a stand-up guy, you can add high school graduate to the list of your adjectives that describes the most amazing person you are. High five, Jared.
Isaiah Solis. Isaiah, in early February when we were discussing students in a staff meeting, yes, we all talk about all of you behind your backs constantly. Someone brought your name up and we collectively realized it seemed like you've been an IPHS student forever. The way you integrated yourself into our school, into your peer groups, and into the classroom is a testament to your positive nature. You have the talent of simultaneously blending in and standing out. Your work ethic is unmatched, and you've always had a quick smile and a kind word for friends and strangers alike. It's pretty commendable to be known for always doing the right thing. Let your greatness guide you as you set off on the next part of your journey. You rock, Isaiah.
Courtney Scott. When we have a student in the building who is mature beyond their years, it is an absolute gift to students and teachers alike. You were that gift for us, Courtney. Your perfectly timed eye rolls were enough to knock your peers out of their toddler-like behavior on more than one occasion. And your quiet, grown-up presence was a welcome relief on the most challenging days. You exude positivity and responsibility. Teenagers are not well known for following through on important tasks without being told, and told, and told, and told. Thank you for being the exception to the rule, and thank you for being you. If we could fill a classroom with Courtneys, we would do it in a heartbeat. And as if that wasn't enough, you produced work that your teachers often raved about and used as examples for students in future classes. It's going to be fun to see the impact you have out in the wide world. Awesome job, Courtney.
Dakota Sherry. As educators, we love to watch positive transformations in our students. From the first day we met you, we knew you were capable of big things. You tasted success early on, and something shifted. We saw a spark in your eye that told us you finally believed you were worthy of all those big things. Even on the days you felt so overwhelmed that you cried and seemed on the verge of giving up, you made the conscious decision to push through. That is what Initial Point High School is all about. Your resiliency is growing by the day. You are bold, bright, and loved by so many. We have enjoyed watching you come into your own. Now that you know what you're capable of, go out and show the world who you are.
Haley Stewart. Well, we didn't have much time with you as we would have liked. You certainly made a great first impression. Watching you approach life in such a level-headed way has been so refreshing. You even remained so calm when it seemed like there was a small conspiracy against you to force you to take a whole lot of extra speech classes. You made fast friends here, and that came as no surprise. You are authentic and loyal, kind and just. Your peers picked up on that right away. We picked up on the fact that you were responsible and competent. There's not much more we could ask for in a student. We're glad you chose Initial Point for your senior year. You did it, Haley.
Hunter Stucker. If we had $1 for every pencil you threw into the ceiling or paper airplane you tossed across a classroom, you could leave Initial Point a very rich young man. Mr. Fry might also add that your knowledge of financial portfolios during economics presentations is probably a better way to build wealth moving forward. Although we suspect that even with all that money, you'd still choose to drive your truck slightly faster than posted signs. All jokes aside, your antics often mask the talented student you are. When you made the decision to buckle down and do your work, there was no hiding your intelligence. Good luck, Hunter.
Bailey Swank. What are we going to do without our resident prankster? Who's going to ninja roll into the classroom every day? I can't speak for everyone, but most of us really loved your playful nature because underneath there's a heart of gold. I know I, Cook, and Corbell will miss your pranks most of all. We know you have some big plans for your future, and we are certain you're going to see success in anything you do, whether it's rebuilding boat engines or becoming the first professional napper. Something tells us you're going to shine in whatever you choose to do. You are capable and compassionate, dedicated and driven. Those qualities will take you far in life. Way to go, Bailey.
Kellen Tierney. Your presence is never obnoxious, and yet you fill a room. You're capable in everything you attempt, and exceptionally humble when your teachers recognize you for it. You are stubborn at times, but you're learning to use it to your advantage. Soon, you'll be able to move mountains with that ability. You have a genuine soul, are a world-class negotiator, and you're always reflecting on your choices and interactions with others. We loved having you plot beside us to have conversations or slink quietly into a classroom you did not have on your schedule. You are the opposite of disruptive, and your company was appreciated by everyone, so it was hard to kick you out. You're an incredible human destined for equally incredible things, especially if you put that great DJ voice to use. You've got this, Kellen.
Kevin Vigetis. Kevin, because Initial Point does not have our own sports team, athletics is often overlooked. You made that impossible this year because your soccer talent cannot be ignored. It was fun to be able to celebrate your successes on the field and then cheer you on as loudly in the classroom. You are the definition of what it means to be a student athlete, even when you accomplished what you often thought you could not. This diploma was fought for, and we hope you are as proud of yourself as we all are. We also hope that this has taught you that you can do anything if you simply believe in yourself. We've witnessed that. Way to finish strong, Kevin.
Tisha Westmoreland. IPHS has always been known for incredible student artists. It is a long-standing tradition that we are extremely proud of. Tisha, we could always count on you for a daily dose of creativity that oftentimes blew us away, and it wasn't only related to artwork. You even approach simple assignments in thoughtful ways, and your ability to incorporate art into almost everything you do is impressive. Watching you work is a joy. You are meticulous and detailed. Every stroke and pencil line had purpose. Your calm temperament makes our building more peaceful and safe. The world is just a bit better with you in it. You are awesome, Tisha.
Wow, listening to those stories about each graduate is so special. The relationships built at Initial Point will be a solid foundation for each of these graduates to build upon. I'm so grateful to all of you moms, dads, aunts, uncles, and all the support systems out there for each of these students. I know how resilient each of you are. I talked with the mom of one of our graduates this week, and she shared with me her story of battling cancer for 8 years so that she could see her daughter graduate. That is amazing resilience. I'm encouraged by the story of a young lady who lost her mom and her grandmother only months apart. And today, she spoke to you from her heart. She's our valedictorian. I'm motivated by the story of a young man who suffers from unrelenting seizures. There have been many days where Initial Point staff members have had to catch him to prevent him from falling during one of his seizures. This young man has overcome actual brain surgery to graduate today. And during all of this, he's always positive. Ray is resilient. While everyone's story has peaks and valleys, ebbs and flows, we all have the choice to buckle under the pressure or to rise above it, to take the difficult circumstances and let them shape us into strong, adaptable individuals. We know that when life tests us, perseverance produces strong character, and strong character can push us through anything. So, CUNA School District trustees, Superintendent Johnson, parents, and families, I can certify to you today that each of these graduates is resilient and thus will prove to have a strong character. I can also certify to you that each of these students has completed the requirements for graduation in the state of Idaho and the CUNA School District. So, it's with great honor that I get to present to you the Initial Point High School graduating class of 2020. Congrats, graduates.